hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? Y'all heard it? Yeah. We would sing that song together. But at the end of Bundy's show, here's another song called the Clean-Up Song. Clean up, everybody, everywhere. Clean up, everybody do your share. That's quality time with your children. Long since I've grown Bunny and SpongeBob, but because it's my children's desire, I spend quality time with them doing those things. You know I'm not a sports fan. You know anything about me. I don't like sports. I don't like watching it. I can play. I play it. But I don't like watching it on TV. But my sons like sports. And so I would spend money that they could play basketball and football and t-ball. And I would go to the games and cheer them on. Yeah. Even though I didn't like watching sports. But because it was for them and to spend quality time with them, because that's part of God's design for Father. You spend time with your children. I would do those things even though it was not something I really liked doing. Let me prepare to close by saying this. Fathers, you need to bring your children to church. If they live in your house, they are still under your rule. I don't care if they're 30, I don't care if they're 40, I don't care if they're 50 years old. If they live in your house, they are still under your rule. So you need to bring your children to church. Now, let me say this. God's design for fathers is that you be a model and a role model to your children. What's the difference between a model and a role model? Well, I'll show you. You are to model some things before them. In other words, you model faithfulness before your children. How do you do that? Well, you are faithful in your giving to the Lord. They see your faithfulness. You are modeling faithfulness before them. You are faithful in your attendance to the Lord's house. You are modeling that behavior before them. They see those things. You are faithful and you're righteousness. They see the life that you're living at the house. You are modeling some things before them. That's called modeling. Your design, Father, is that you model before your children some things that they should emulate. Faithfulness and righteousness. I've been married to my wife over 30 years. And during that time, I've never slept with another woman. I've had opportunities. She ain't the only one that won. My point is this, in 30 years, I never slept with anybody else. Now, what am I doing? I'm modeling faithfulness before my children. So when I talk to them about being faithful to their wife, they won't see me as being a hypocrite. That's called modeling for somebody. So I'm modeling some things before them. So when I talk to them about those same things, they won't see me as being a hypocrite. So I model faithfulness before them. So when I speak to them about being faithful to their wife, they won't call me a hypocrite. When I come to the Lord's house, I get here on time. So when I talk to them about being on time, they don't see me about being a hypocrite. But fathers, not only should you be a model to your children, you should also be a role model to them. Stop letting Drake be your child's role model. Stop letting the baby be your child's role model. And Kendrick Lamar. And nothing wrong with them liking some things, but those folks should be their role model. Stop letting LeBron James be your child's role model. Even Tom Brady, stop letting him be your child's role model. These folks are entertainers. They are not role models for your children. You should be your child's role model. Father, you have a responsibility to teach your child about the Lord. Because if you don't teach your child the gospel truth, somebody else will teach him the error. What is God designed for fathers? Fathers ought to be providers. Fathers ought to be protectors. Fathers ought to be teachers. Fathers ought to be leaders. Fathers ought to be lovers. Not in the carnal sense, but lovers of good things, lovers of righteousness, lovers of faithfulness. Fathers ought to be role models. Fathers ought to be nurturers. Fathers ought to be those who give out discipline when a child is good for the child. Father ought to display faithfulness before their children. Father ought to be compassionate towards the children. And fathers are not to be a striker. And the time that I've been married to my wife and we had our children, they've never seen me beat their mother. Amen. Never. So when I talk to them about how they should treat their wives and shouldn't beat their wives, they won't see me as being a hypocrite. Amen. I'm not a striker. I don't beat my wife. What would I look like beating the mother of my children? What does that say about me? I have plenty more to say, but let me just close by saying this. I have lived my life before my sons, so that when my sons become fathers, I want them to look back and remember how I've raised them. I want them to say to themselves, I want to be a father like my father. I want to be a father to my child like my father was a father to me. Brother Walker, I believe I've done that.
Yes, sir.
I want my children to say, my sons to say, when they become father, I want them to say, I want to be a father like my father who was a provider. Who provided us a home to live in, provided us food and clothes and religious education and gave us medical care and insurance and dental and vision. Give us all the things he provided for us. I want to be a father like my father. When my son finally become father, I want him to think back and say, I want to be a father like my father. I want to be a protector. Provide a safe place for my family to live. I remember when my son came home from school, I think it was in his third grade, and he came home, had a little thing on his arm, little game thing. I told him, I said, you go tell them game folks that your daddy said you can't be in no game. That's called protection. They got a problem with him to come see me. My sons become fathers. I want them to say, I want to be a father like my father, who was a godly father, who walked upright before them, who didn't drink, who didn't cuss, who didn't have a side chick on the side. None of the foolishness the folks do today. I want them to say, I want to be a father like my father, who was a lover. Again, I said, not in the common sense. But he loved his wife. He loved his children. He loved righteousness. He loved the things of God. Amen. I want to be a father like my father, who was not a striker, who didn't beat his wife, didn't fight folks out in the street. I want to be a father like my father. So the day comes when they have sons, and they begin to ask themselves, who's going to teach my son the things that he needs to know? Who's going to show my son and teach my son how to be a man? I want them to say, I will. That's right. Not me, but them. When they have sons of their own, I want them to say, who's going to teach my son to be respectful? I want them to say, I will do that. That's my job as a father. God has to put the responsibility on me as a father. When they finally have their own son, when they begin to think and say, who will teach my son, who will teach my son how to treat women with respect, I would say, I'll do that because my father showed me how to do it. He treated my mother with respect. When they have their own sons, that's the question, who's going to teach my son to be a man of his word? I want them to say, I will, because that's what my father taught me. He taught me, if your word is nothing, then you are nothing. You should always keep your word. When my son finally becomes son, have your own son. When they ask the question, who's going to teach my son the importance of education? I want to say, I'll do it. Because as a father, that's my responsibility. Education is important. When they finally have their own son, say, who's going to teach my son about having good credit, making good credit? I will. Because my father taught me how to do those things. My sons finally have their son. They ask the question, who's going to teach my son how to look for a good wife? They say, I will. Because my father told me this is what you should look for. Not the exterior, but the interior. Yes, sir. The character. The things you be left with when all the exterior stuff is gone. But my son finally have their own son. They ask the question, who's going to teach my son how to obey the law? I will. Because my father taught me to obey the law. The law exists for a purpose. Without law, there will be chaos.
That's right. It is now.
You think it's not bad now, you want to abolish law. Without law, there will be chaos. The light go on, you stop. That's the flash on the top of the car. When they say you do, you don't talk right, you don't resist, you don't run, none of that stuff. You comply. That's called obeying the law. When they finally have sons of their own, they ask their son, ask themselves, who's going to teach my son how to pray? They say, I will. Because I remember when I was small, my daddy prayed with me. And he prayed for me. We would kneel beside the bed, and I would pray, and I would say, go ahead and get started. And he'll say some words, and he'll say, thank you for mama, thank you for grandmama, thank you for granddaddy. He would go down and list of things. Talk to him about his father. Yes. My sons finally have sons of their own. They say, who's going to teach my son how to serve God?
All right.
I will.
Yes, sir.
Because my father brought me up. By the time I can enter in the church, brought me up in the Lord's house. Yes, sir. That's God's design for father. You teach your son all these things, so when they have sons, they can teach them the same thing you taught them. I thought about this message and I said, some fathers going to hear this message. It won't mean anything to them. So keep spreading babies all over the city. Keep dodging child support. Keep letting the government take care of the children. Won't mean anything to them. There's some other fathers who's going to hear this. They're going to agree with what I said, but they won't follow through. Won't be no change. But there are going to be some fathers who are going to hear this and say, today is the day I'm going to be the type of father that God designed me to be. Yes. Today is the day that I'm going to be a father and God's design for fathers. This is the day I want to start. I'm not going to wait till tomorrow. I'm going to start today because God has a design for fathers. In that house and towards his family, towards his children. God has a design for fathers. You're not set free to do as you will. They say, I will step up. I fulfill the design that God has for fathers. I'm no longer going to let the government take care of my children. Who's going to do it? I will. Those are my children. Those are my responsibility. Who's going to see about their education? I will. Those are my children. They carry my name. Who's going to provide for them? I will. Those are my children. Carrying on my name. At no time, listen to the ladies, at no time should you have to scuffle with somebody. That's verbal scuffle. You get to the sign that child birth certificate. Something wrong with that. That's not a mark of a good father. Not at all. God designed for fathers. Be what God has called you to be. And so that when you pass this world, your legacy will still live on.
Right.
And the folks that you brought up and trained and taught from the beginning of their life until the end of your life. Who's going to do all these things? Those are my children. I will. Perhaps you don't know the Lord's kingdom. You can be. You come by hearing God's word, but that's not enough. You must also believe what God has said. But until you believe, you will never repent. You never let go of how you want to do things. You'll always be doing things your way. Confess Christ to be the Son of God. And upon that confession will take you and baptize you, washing away your sin, and God himself will add you to the church. Whether the man's intervening, his interference, or the man saying, no, you can't get in, God himself will add you to the church. So perhaps you already remember the Lord's kingdom. And you want to just thank God for his goodness for during this time of pandemic, that God protected you and brought you through. Perhaps you're going through a struggle. But let it be known as well. Whatever you desire, you can let us know at the appropriate time during this program. I turn you now over to the brothers.